Thanksgiving travel at a 9-year high, how you can reach your destination smoothly.
Then why a Rock Island High School student's gift for kids earned her this week's Local 4's Finest.
WHBF is local for you. This is Local 4 News this morning.
Good morning. Happy Wednesday. I'm Emily Scarlett. Thanks for watching Local 4 News this morning.
And I'm James Sears. Travel this Thanksgiving holiday is expected to be at a 9-year high.
That's right. AAA expects almost 50 million people will be traveling today, mostly by car, but the Quad City Airport is expecting an influx of people too. That's where we'll find Local 4's Greta Patrick. She joins us live. Good morning, Greta. How many flights are going out of Moline today?
Well, good morning, Emily and James. 21 flights are leaving from the Quad City Airport this morning. That's up from a usual Wednesday number of about 19 flights. Now, there aren't a whole lot of people in line here behind me right now, but people have been arriving in waves to get off to their holiday destination, and hopefully these people are arriving early because that's one of the first things travel websites are recommending if you're traveling today. There's going to be a lot of people, so of course lines will be a little longer than usual. The airport's marketing director says if you're coming to the airport to pick someone up, you can either wait for them in your car at the curb and just drive right off, or they also have a cell phone lot you can wait in while you wait for your family members' planes to land. She also told us if it's been a while since you've flown, it's a good idea to be up to speed on what you can and can't bring on board the plane.
When people are traveling and they haven't traveled for a while, that they look ahead at the travel tips, they look at the information about how to take packages and gifts, and things like large bottles of perfume and cosmetics, because those can get taken away. So we just really want to make sure people are prepared with things that they can take in certain pieces of luggage, like carry-on versus packed luggage.
Now, another concern people have this Thanksgiving holiday, there are a lot of flights here going into O'Hare Airport in Chicago, and that's where some airport workers are planning to go on strike. Rockow did assure us that that strike will not affect flight schedules or flight safety. What it will affect is some services like food service and wheelchair service as well. Greta Patrick, Local 4 News this morning.
Thanks, Greta. And there's no reason to spend the Thanksgiving holiday alone. You have a few options here in the Quad Cities. King's Harvest Thanksgiving meal takes place today from noon until 1. That's in downtown Davenport. Christian Care will hold Thanksgiving meals on Thursday, one from noon until 2, the other from 4 until 6. And then there's the 46th annual Mr. Thanksgiving Community Meal, which also takes place tomorrow. That's from 4 until 6 at South Park Mall in Moline.
3 men are in custody in connection with one of 3 shootings in Burlington. Police arrested 27-year-old Holland Ewing and 29-year-old Gilbert Ellis of Chicago and 27-year-old Dantas Davis of Matson, Illinois. Officers were investigating a deadly shooting Monday night in the area of Etna and Gunnison Streets when they heard gunshots about a block away. They spotted a home on South Garfield riddled with bullets. A man who was wounded checked into a local hospital a little while later. All 3 men are charged with intimidation with a dangerous weapon.
A teen has been charged after hitting 3 people with his truck in Davenport. The accident happened at the intersection of West 3rd and Studervan Streets around 6:30 Monday night. Police say 19-year-old Jesus Pisano made an improper turn on West 3rd and hit 2 women and a man there. They were treated for non-life-threatening injuries. Pisano was cited for improper turning, having no insurance, and expired registration.
We're learning disturbing new details this morning about the driver charged in the deadly school bus crash in Tennessee. Jonathan Walker was driving the bus at the time of the crash. A parent of one of the students on the bus says her child told her Walker was speeding Monday afternoon and asked the children on board if they were, quote, ready to die. Walker, who has no criminal record, faces 5 counts of vehicular homicide.
Scary new details this morning. And a school in Iowa is conducting a test that it says could have saved lives in that school bus crash. The middle school in Des Moines is trying out seatbelts on some of its buses. Officials say the addition not only makes students safer, but it also helps drivers do their job.
If that means seatbelts are going to prevent an accident, that's really huge. What we're seeing so far in the first couple weeks of our test is that the driver's going to have a better drive and be less likely to be in an accident.
The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the National Safety Council say seatbelts should be on every school bus. Right now, there is no federal mandate.
The debate continues over voter registration legislation in Illinois. Both Republican and Democrat-backed bills automatically register people when they sign up for driver services at state agencies. But the Republican bill would require the state to screen citizenship records before registering an individual. Governor Rauner vetoed that Democrat version of the bill back in August. He says it would open the state up to fraud.
Hundreds of local high school girls are taking a stand against bullying. They came together yesterday for the first Fearlessly Girl Summit at Rock Island High School. American tennis star and Rock Island native Madison Keys hosted the event. Keys worked with organizers to empower young women struggling with bullies.
No matter where we are in our lives, we all have insecurities and we all have things that we're struggling to deal with, and being able to talk about it just helps us get through those things. And I just hope to come across as, as authentic and real as I can possibly be.
Keys plans to pay for and host similar summits in cities around the world where she competes next year. And she set a goal to inspire local children to discover the joy of reading.
The story of a Quad Cities teenager bringing books to the community is this week's Local 4's finest. In a time when most high schoolers are following the latest trends, one Quad Cities teen is thinking about a more lasting one. Kylie Weimer is a senior at Rock Island High School.
There's a monkey book.
We were with her when she gave away more than 400 books to the kids at Dinkman Elementary in Rock Island, returning the favor to a place where she received the gift of reading a decade ago.
It was very special being my alma mater and seeing the teachers that I grew up with and their new kids getting books. It's just fun to see.
This is the first stop of her Recycled Library Service Project as part of her application for the Tome Above and Beyond Scholarship. Her mission, to give every student in the Rock Island Milan School District a book of their own, starting with these kindergartners.
I was hoping that this would kind of spark an interest in reading at an early age, like, oh, I got this book and I get to keep it. I can read it a bunch of times over. It's just finding the joy for reading instead of making it a chore.
Kylie spent the entire summer collecting more than 4,000 used books from personal donations and bookstores, storing them in her garage. It's been a long process, and she admits had her doubts.
I kept telling myself, okay, 100 books, that's easy. We can get that. Okay, 1,000 books, we're getting there. And it was definitely stressful at some points and scary that we might not have enough books, but I'm glad to see that we'll possibly have enough.
Kylie plans to give away the books to 9 schools in all before Christmas, and her plans don't stop once she graduates high school.
I want to keep going in college and help out the community around whichever college I choose to go to and have that same feeling that we just had today.
Kylie Weimer, one of Local 4's finest. In Rock Island, James Sears, Local 4 News. And if you have someone you want to nominate for Local 4's Finest, log on to our website, ourquadcities.com. Click on Local 4's Finest under the Community tab. You can also message me on Facebook, James Sears, WHBF. We want to hear from you. We want to tell the stories of the people in your life who are doing good things for the community.
And such a nice change to hear these stories as well. Someone as young as her setting her mind to something that I think is really important. So a very nice story there. Thanks, James.
That's right. And we are excited to see what she will accomplish later in her life as well.
All right, let's turn it over to meteorologist Anthony Peoples on this hump day. It's also the day before Thanksgiving.
Yes, and I love my Christmas decorations, but I never want to forget that Thanksgiving feast. So I hope you and yours have a great Thanksgiving. We'll still talk about it tomorrow, but outside right now, if you're getting ready to travel, you notice there on our Farm and Fleet Skycam, a little bit of fog there in the distance. We do have some fog out there this morning and some rain showers moving through. 43 in Moline and 41 in Davenport. Here's a look at the last 6 hours of satellite radar, and you can see most of the rain now pushing into eastern Iowa and northwestern Illinois. The heaviest of the rain now moving through Scott County. So as we go through the day today, a high temperature of 48, slightly above average, but chilly considering we've been so warm this November. Light rain more likely in the morning, winding down this afternoon and breezy. And we have now fallen from the top spot. This is no no longer the warmest November on record in the Quad Cities. We're now in second place.
All right, so still pretty close. So dealing with a little bit of rain out there, a little bit of fog, but nothing that's going to interfere too much with your holiday travel plans.
No, just take it easy as long as we have the fog out there this morning. And, you know, the roads are a little wet, a little slick because it's been so dry. Just take it easy.
Thanks, Anthony. Moline girls take on Rock Island. Who made the clutch shots?
That and more in your morning sports.
The time now is 6:41. You're watching Local 4 News this morning.
WHBF is local for you with James Sears, Emily Scarlett, and meteorologist Anthony Peoples. This is Local 4 News this morning in high definition.